Hello and welcome to Michael's Minty Music for today. Today we will be reviewing Mercury Act 2 by Imagine Dragons, which just came out just last week. So it's the second part of sort of a double album that they're releasing. Well, I guess released. They already released the first part last year, fall last year, and now they're releasing the second part and they're gonna sell them both together in like a double album. So yeah. This is the track listing. And so as you can see, 18 tracks is a lot, especially when you consider, right, they're attaching this to the already like 11 or 12 tracks from the first one, so they've got like 32 tracks or something like that. It's quite crazy. There's a lot of songs on here, and we'll get into that. That's not exactly a good thing. Um, I added most of these songs, pretty much. The only three I didn't add, I Don't Like Myself, Tied, Continual, featuring somebody I don't know, but I mean, good for him for featuring on an album like this. Uh, the main problem with this album is that there's too many songs and too many of them sound similar. It's basically like there's one song that is like five or six of them that are all the same, and then the rest are good. So if they had cut the album down to like a normal size, like 11, 10, 11, 12 songs, it would have been pretty good. But the way it is now, you've kind of got like a third of the album, which is kind of just like worse versions of songs that are better on the album. Like so, for example, they don't like Know You Like I Do, which is the last song on the album, is basically the best version of the sort of sad, slow, emotional song, which is let's see, I Don't Like Myself is like that, Crushed is like that, Take It Easy is like that, I'm Happy, Ferris Wheel is like that, Tide is like that, I Wish is like that, and Continual is like that. So that's like eight out of the 18 songs that are sort of the slow, emotional, and I understand why they're on the album. It's because it's like, they're very personal and emotional songs, and it probably would have been difficult for someone connected to them to cut them. But if you did, the album would be a lot better um, overall. In terms of singles, Bones was the first one released, and then Sharks, which was released just a week before. Uh, in terms of the best song on the album, Blur, definitely. It's the most rock, sounds most like the best of Smoke and Mirrors, their second album. And I should keep in mind when I say that, like, the eight songs are all the same, the rest of the songs are all unique. Like Symphony, Blur, Higher Ground, they're all different than each other, and then the sort of slow, emotional song. I mean, they're all emotional, but they're different than the slow song. So, the album as a whole is like you went too far in one place, but the rest is still good. So it's got like a solid base and it's got like a bad album attached to it. So in terms of rankings, is not better than Night Visions or Evolve because those are just sort of um, Evolve and Night Visions are the cut down version of Mercury Act 2. If Mercury Act 2 was cut down, it would probably compete at least with Night Visions. I don't know about Evolve. But I do think Mercury Act 2 is better than Mercury Act 1, mostly because Mercury Act 1 is a little bit the samey in terms of most of the songs. Mercury Act 2 has a lot more variance, but it also has a lot more of the sameness because there's so many songs on the album. So for 2022, this is my favorite album so far. This is unseating Gold Rush, or no, this is unseating AM Gold, which previously was my favorite album from this year, which I will do a review of at some point. Um, I do think that Mercury Act 2 is better than AM Gold, mostly because AM Gold's like half of the songs on there are good, and it's not really, in terms of Train, it's not really one of their better albums. So you can see, in terms of Imagine Dragons, this goes sort of right in the middle. Origins is getting pushed down a lot there. I might have to reevaluate that at some point. But so next up, next album I'm going to be doing is Sting's 57th and Ninth from 2016. It is the only album I've listened to from 2016 so far, so you stay tuned for that.